everybody, and welcome to Take a Pause with Menopause, where you can tell that we have already had a laugh before starting this podcast.
Are you
But
surprised?
not at all. But this is a podcast where the hot flashes are real, the brain fog is thick, and somebody, maybe Raquel, walked into a room and did not know why. I've opened up a cabinet already and have not remembered why. But we are your host, and my lovely co-host today is Raquel, who is also our Menopause CEO. Hello, Raquel. We are good. We are good. We are starting the second season, so we're so excited about that. And we have a returning guest from season 1.
We do.
Doesn't it sound so weird saying that?
I don't know. I kind of like it. It really plays into your Desperate Housewives.
It does.
You do love a good Desperate Housewife episode or 4.
I do. And so our returning guest, I will have Raquel introduce her, but
Yes.
we had so much information and had so much fun with everything that you gave us, and I followed through with a lot of the little tips that you gave, so we can talk about that also. But without further ado, I will let Raquel introduce our returning guest.
Well, I am so excited to have my dear friend Sharon Love Calaguas-Larsen join us, who's also our holistic culinary expert. So she's here to kind of shed some more light on things that we can do as we are entering perimenopause, or shoot, if you just want to be healthy as a woman, or anybody else for that matter. It's just, it's really a fascinating thing. You start to look at food a lot differently as you start to transition into different phases or seasons of your life.
It's very true. And what I didn't want to give away in the intro that we spoke about is all of the tips I have followed, Sharon, that you have told us about. The previous episode about the garlic. I now don't use olive oil when I cook with because I was burning the garlic. So I cut the garlic, I let it rest and sit for a little bit, and then I use my avocado oil when I'm sauteing.
Yes.
Sauteing I just made sausage and peppers the other night.
I saw a picture. They looked amazing.
Yeah. But it was so, once I did it, how you had recommended, letting the garlic rest, not using the olive oil to burn it, it smelled so much better than the burning olive oil smell that I would smell before. But without further ado, I digress. Welcome, Sharon.
Thank you. I love being here with you guys. Thank you.
Well, we're just so excited to get back into the food section because we all know that it's like the oil in your car, right? Like if you put in crap oil, you're going to get crap results. So it's food is the same for bodies. We are the vehicle here.
Right.
It's very true. And honestly, like you had mentioned earlier, things change. You don't even know. What I ate in my 20s and 30s and was perfectly happy eating with in the 40s and now in the late 50s, it's oh no. If you want to continue to eat that, my body is going to give me reflux, maybe lactose intolerance, but I pushed through. I refuse. I was
Until you can't.
Until you can't.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting how the things that you used to eat just affect you differently.
Sometimes it's a little disheartening too, because there are things that I just love, I love ice cream and I need to go to Sugars Anonymous. I love sugar, but
I can give you the best ice cream right now, just like that, and you will enjoy ice cream again, but with better ingredients.
And this is why we love you, Sharon.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
So I want to know. Okay,
right
before
now,
we get going, what is food that is healthy? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think of food in this new season right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Always think of food. Okay, so what we were trying to say, when we were back in our 20s and 25, we really didn't care.
Right.
Food is food.
Not
and
at all.
Everything is good. Everything that is sweet and enticing and all that, they're all good. But nowadays that we need to take care of ourselves from inside out a lot better. Food, I treat food now like I treat people. And this might sound kind of like different. But I always treat food like I treat people. Like there are toxic people, toxic food. I give them names. I honestly do. And there are good food.
love that.
I give them names, good people. These are my friends. Hey, Raquel, I have a food name after you. So,
What the
no,
heck is it?
no, you're not the toxic one. You're the
Oh,
good one. It's like, this is my
okay.
Raquel.
But I know, but
Who's
what do I
good
get to
for
be, like
me?
an avocado?
You
I
know?
just want to know.
Yeah, she's an avocado. Just tell her she's an
And this
avocado.
is this is like a toxic Karen. This is I cannot have you. Stay
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, gluten.
It's
That's my
nice to have
gluten.
that kind of mind conditioning. So
Yeah.
it's some sort of like a control. I mean, come on, we all know what's bad for us, what's good for us. You put a name
Hmm.
on it because it's associated to a certain toxicity, you stay
Yeah.
away from it, because we have more control now in doing so. So, but what would you guys like to know? Do you want to know about ice cream?
Well, that
Well,
would.
I want to know what one healthy food was that you just thought was so healthy and so great until menopause humbled you. I can tell you mine.
Okay. Uh,
Bread. Bread
right?
humbled
Oh,
me. It
yeah,
knocked
yeah.
me to the ground and almost took me into the ground.
When I was younger, we were doing cloud bread as an accident for the longest time. And we
Wow.
were always corrected in school that that was a mistake. Cloud bread was a mistake.
What is
Little that
cloud
I
bread?
knew, it's the egg white bread. It's similar to the Japanese fluffy pancake.
Mm-hmm.
Their pancake is this high because of the egg whites that you whip and
Yeah.
aerated and stuff. So when we were doing back in the days, when you thought that everything we already knew because we're in culinary and everything was a mistake, I go back to that and I'm like, those were beautiful mistakes. Nowadays, cloud bread is a trend for a very low, it's a gluten free because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not, it's made of almond flour, kind of like a French macaron.
Mm,
It has
Okay.
more egg white and it becomes bread. So it is healthy. And then you just fill it with your avocado and spinach and all of that and tomatoes and your garlic mayo and, and it is your sandwich. But
That sounds amazing. Do
it
we
really
back,
have
does.
that?
back in,
Where am
yeah,
I
back,
getting this?
Well,
well,
Sharon will make it for
I'll
you
make it.
when you come
Yeah.
back to Reno.
My
Just teasing,
frequent flyer
Sharon.
miles are going
I
to
will show
be,
you. I will demo it for you guys. But
I think
again,
this is
I
our
was
next
saying
class.
yeah,
there's a lot of
I'm writing
mistakes.
that down.
There's a lot of mistakes back then that when we made it, it was just tossed away. But now we're consuming it because that's actually the healthiest
Hmm.
alternative. So
Yeah.
we call it cloud bread, but it was that mistake back then. It is nothing but egg whites, like aerated whipped egg whites,
Hmm.
kind of like when you're making marshmallow.
Yeah, like
It's
meringue.
Mm-hmm.
meringue, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're making meringue, and you just bake it, and it is your bread. It is the fluffiest, lightest, one of the healthiest choice, which is gluten free, dairy free,
Yum.
everything,
Oh my
everything
gosh.
that you needed.
I'm
Yeah,
just happy to have a piece of bread that doesn't taste like
and
cardboard at
it's
this point.
and it's
I
high
don't
in
think that would
protein.
taste like garlic. I don't think that would
Mm-mm.
taste like cardboard.
No,
I
it's
think it
not. It's
sounds
really
good.
fluffy. It's really nice. And it's high protein because it's made of egg whites. You
Yeah.
can,
Perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, you can put a little bit of
Uh-huh.
almond flour or a chickpea flour, or you can
Yeah.
eliminate it at all because it will hold its weight. It will hold its fluffiness no matter what. And I started doing that and I go back in my learning back in the days and I'm like, I should have been doing this a long time ago, maybe
Hmm.
patent it or something.
Yeah.
But I started making that for my family. I mean, my son was born, preemie. And from that point on, I just make sure everything that he ate and up to now eating are all, like in line with every single healthy food. So we can talk about your ice cream because I've been making beets ice cream. I've been making domas using beet leaves, and I've been making brownies using beets. And the reason why I'm talking about beets because I know
I want this recipe.
I I have it on my profile. I've
Yep.
been showing all the photos. I think we met in 2007, 2009.
Somewhere in there. It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, and I posted it in 2010, 2011.
Sharon,
Yeah.
I
So
can't remember
I'll dig it
yesterday.
up and I'll show
No
it to
damn
you
way
and
am I
I'll
going
give
to
you
find that.
Remember, she walked into a room and couldn't remember why. So I'm just saying, not to throw shade, but I was like, I can't remember why I went into a cabinet the other
I
day.
know.
So yeah,
Sure. I love you, but there's no way 2010 I'm going to remember squat. Nothing.
I'll go ahead and send you the photo because I know you looked at it and you put like on it, girl.
I'm sure I did, but there's no way I'm remembering it
well,
now.
this
Like,
is
I
though
love a lot
something
of food.
that we will definitely have to demo because I think that
I'd
this
love
would
that.
help everybody because during perimenopause is when I also had gluten issues and numerous scopes and tests, and they were like, no, it's not gluten, but if you feel better, continue your gluten-free diet. Okay. So there's so many people, and now I see at work, there's so many younger like women also like in their early 40s that are like, oh my gosh, I cannot digest. And I'm like, oh, I know what's happening. So
Yeah.
it's like something that like everybody during that transition would be able to at least have bread that does not taste like cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about one ingredients that is very kind of like what we can talk about right now, and I can expand that into whatever you guys can make with that
Yeah.
one ingredients. You know,
Oh,
like now we
mhm,
started
mhm.
talking about beets because I remember I always make beets ice cream for my son. I mean,
Mm,
not only that, because you're talking about ice cream, that you had to kind of like eliminate from your diet because certain certain
mhm.
response or intolerance, but you don't have to. You can enjoy everything that you loved before. You just need to change the ingredients. You just need to change the content,
I
and
think
you
that's huge.
yeah. So and like you can have pasta made of beets, you can have pancake made of beets, you can have tortilla made of beets. Like
Mhm,
I said, and
mhm.
that goes with every single vegetables or every single fruit that you are only able to take. Collard greens.
Right.
If you are avoiding a seafood type, in your diet or any kind of ocean product. I make sushi out of collard greens as the wrapper.
What?
Um yeah, collard greens.
Really?
Yeah.
I love collard greens.
And
When? When did you do this,
I
Sharon?
posted it on Facebook, girl. It's oh
I am so
okay, I will
behind on
send you all the
Facebook.
photos and I will
Yeah,
send you all the
I'm really
ingredients.
genuinely, if you don't send it to me personally, I don't see it. I don't
I
spend a lot
will
of time on social media because I'm so busy with
I will demo it
helping
for you
women in the
guys too.
workplace.
That is perfect, though. I mean, I do think that, yeah, absolutely, because we will demo it, but also at the end of this episode, we can find out your Instagram and your Facebook, so that way people can see
And you know
what
what I'm
you
doing right
have.
now? I'm soaking white fungus. Do you guys know what a white fungus is?
It's a
It's a
mushroom.
tremella mushroom. I'm soaking it right now. I have regimens. I drink certain things on certain days and whatnot. Like today is my collagen day. Tomorrow is my turmeric golden tea, and
Hmm.
so today is my coconut, white fungus, jujube, which is red dates, goji berries, some apples, some pears, and I make that into a beverage. A lot of people call it a soup, but for me, that is a beverage. It's kind of like a cold salad, uh,
Like
but
a gazpacho.
kind of like a gazpacho. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's
Oh
what I
god, I
do.
love me a
It's a
gazpacho.
sweet.
Oh,
It's
if you
it's a
make me one
sweet.
of those, Sharon, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, like a dessert. So things like that. Or otherwise, I would be making cold avocado soup or cold cucumber soup.
Well,
Things like
that's when you were saying how you can make ice cream out of anything. I was going to say I didn't get it because I was like, I'm not sure, but I've seen avocado ice cream.
right,
It's
and we're
I
so
love
big on
cottage
that.
cheese. I just, I've seen some of those recipes with cottage cheese that you can make into things. I'll admit I have tried a few, but it doesn't turn out like they have pictured it. So I think a demo is definitely in order.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Not until you see a demo, you don't really see the truth about any
right.
other content because some of them are masked and some of them are not even real. That's why there are people like I am. When I see something, I actually test it myself to prove that,
You're
oh,
in the
that's
right
not
group.
true. That's true. That's not true. So, and I tweak the way things are being cooked myself and say, okay, so they missed this part. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Sure.
content missed this part.
Yeah.
So it's nice that I can demo it for you guys, so you guys will see how things are
Yeah.
really being done, if one content is true or not.
Well, I love that because I think we it's very important because I have also gone on and went and followed a recipe. You have the picture, and I didn't even think that people did this, but you have the picture and it tells you like the ingredients. Here, the ingredients would have never given me that picture because I don't bake. So I was going to make this. It was some type of dessert with like Snickers and it was like a pie. Anyway, I showed it to a friend of mine at work and she was like, that those ingredients aren't going to give you that picture. And I'm like, yes, they are. And no, she back searched it or whatever and it was completely wrong. Like it
Mhm.
was not the picture. And I didn't even know. I'm like, why would somebody do that? Like, what's the point of that? So I like the fact that you do have everything is valid, like you've tested it and everything like that, and they can know it's verified. It's a
Right,
verified recipe from Sharon.
right, right,
That's what I love.
right. So everything I will show you is vetted.
Yes, it's vetted. Yeah, who knew that we had to have that nowadays? But
Yes.
well, now, do you have any like I know we did digestion and everything the last time. This time, do you have any like heart healthy or like skin? Because now it's June, so we're like, oh, it's near summer, and I
Yeah.
know with estrogen dropping, that's like a great cardiac
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
There's a lot of
supporter.
cardiovascular changes that happen with your
Yeah,
fluctuating
Right.
estrogen. I
Right.
mean, we've seen it across the board. Women have heart palpitations. They go in for unnecessary medical treatments or,
yeah,
tests or exams. I personally had a friend, which I believe to my core, that her lack of estrogen as she entered perimenopause, combined with some other lifestyle things like, uh, I don't know, just other lifestyle things in general, that she ended up passing away last year. And
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And it's, to me, like, this is where the awareness is so key because I
hmm
want women to have the information like, yes, your heart is impacted. Yes, you may not have symptoms of hot flashes and the rage and some of the other things that we joke and laugh about, but you need to think about the internal workings of your body and how that's kind of presenting and know the signs to look for, like you were saying, like you were talking about how heart health shows up in your skin. And, we understand that stress impacts cortisol and we know that inflammation is a big trigger for a lot of these things. And so I think it's important to get women to the point where they're understanding the things that are happening inside, which is kind of like the scenario in my head, like good oil,
yeah.
well running.
Well, yeah,
Right.
because they tell you like you'll have people like, oh, just take like an omega-3, like that's good for cholesterol. You're good. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
there's more.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that we're talking about this. So I'm glad that you guys have mentioned, because like I was mentioning a while ago, your skin as the biggest cell, of course, in your body,
hmm
Yeah.
reflects what actually what actually your heart is feeling, or the condition of your heart. So there
Yeah.
not very many people actually interconnect that, but they have connection. The glow in your skin tells you how healthy your heart is as the biggest muscle in your body. So the two
Yeah.
biggest part of your body, right? The biggest
Yeah.
cell and the biggest muscle. Um, how poor your skin looks really reflects how unhealthy, that you may not have been diagnosed yet, your heart is. So, those little rushes and infections that you have in your skin, they are not just a outer layer that you put attention to. It actually sometimes reflect um, a bad situation with your heart. I mean, I'm not going to talk all medical terms and stuff, but if you actually look at any medical journal or medical books, it does show that, what your skin show basically has something to do with what your heart is telling you.
hmm
Little infection, little lesions, and little, anomalies and stuff like that might actually be telling you that, hey, there is something going on with the interlining of your heart vessels that you need to take a look at,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
until it's too late. And when I was growing up, to be honest with you, I was very I was very conscious about few things, my hair, my skin,
Mhm.
my teeth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was growing up, there is this trend, we have this trend. We put like cucumbers on our eyes and we massage like tomatoes on our
Mhm.
face,
You
egg
didn't use
white,
sun in, huh?
yeah,
No?
egg white mask and stuff like that. We have this olive oil mask on our hair and stuff like
Didn't
that.
cover yourself in baby oil either, I take it.
So,
I did that.
Did that. And
well,
I had so much sun in my hair that I probably was orange for a good 20 years.
but the thing of it is, though, is we're putting it outside, right? We're
Yeah.
doing it all outside, all outer layer. My grandma, one time she said to me, why don't you just eat everything and glow from inside out?
That's a
I never,
concept.
I never paid attention to that until I should grow up. And I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I see the difference because, my skin would glow with all the tomatoes and stuff like that I put on my face religiously because I don't like eating tomatoes. I never did. So, but I started teaching myself how to ingest, things that I don't like that is
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
for me, and it does actually felt a little bit better. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, beets, it's very, how they say the shape of the vegetable and the shape of the food is actually telling you that that's actually what's connecting to your body organs or your body parts that is needed. For example, walnuts. Walnuts is like the shape of the brain, is good for the brain. The kidney
Okay.
beans
Yeah.
is shaped like a kidney, so it's
Kidney.
good for your kidney.
Mhm.
So we're talking about skin and we're talking about heart. Beets, if you look at the beets with the stem cut off and you
It
look
does
at
look like
that,
a heart.
it does look like a heart with the aorta and all that as you
Mhm.
cut that off.
Mhm. It actually
Fen-
looks like a liver too, and beets, from my understanding, are really good for your liver. I
right.
eat a lot
It
of
is a
those.
very, it is a, it's like it sucks up the metal out of your body. It sucks up the toxins that you need to flush out of your body in the most simplest way I can say it.
Yeah.
Um, Not only it's good for your skin, fennel bulb, if you cut the
Mhm.
fronds, you know,
Yeah.
fennel bulb looks like a heart. I guess it's the nature's way of telling you these are the food that are good for you,
Right.
you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, a lot of people, 1 out of 10 that you'd ask if they like beets, everybody would be like, again, 1 out of 10.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
the
I'm not
rest
there.
are,
I am not
You don't
there.
like beets?
My God, no. No,
Oh my God, I just
my
love those
husband,
things.
Mark,
see,
loves them.
it's always
The
one out of
goat
10,
cheese?
They taste
like,
like dirt to
Delicious.
me.
Oh,
For
they're
okay.
so
me,
good.
they
Some
taste
goat
like dirt.
cheese.
Okay, that's my
Yep.
expertise. I'm gonna tell you how you
Okay.
will love beets. Okay. Why do
Okay.
they taste like dirt? Because the method of cooking was incorrect.
Okay.
That's why
Oh.
they
All right.
taste like dirt.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So a lot of people stay away from beets. It's because it's not the vegetable or the fruit alone. It's how they clean it, how they
Yeah.
prepare it, and how they cook it. So there are certain things. So we're going to focus like right now, probably this entire podcast that we're doing, we're going to focus on beets as a ingredients, great for your skin and great for your heart.
Perfect.
Okay.
I
It's
love it.
great for your blood flow, great for your glow, great for your heart. Your heart will thank you if you put beets in your regular regimen,
Here's your
honestly.
glow up. Have some beets, ladies. Get your
I
skin
mean,
glowing.
celery in the morning, if you're a juicer, if you're doing, you're doing your celery, your carrots, your ginger as your, detox every 3 days. Once in a while, change the carrots into beets. So do your celery, do your beets, and then ginger, a little turmeric, little pepper. Your
Yum.
heart will thank you. You will feel you're not like walking up your stairs and you're not gonna be like doing the gasp and the
Huh.
finding airflow and stuff like that. Your blood will be detoxifying the way it should. You're gonna flush everything. Your liver is gonna thank you. So here's
All
the
right.
let
Get
me
on board with the
convince
beet
you.
train.
Try to convince. Yeah.
Let me convince you and let me persuade you and maybe you can check it out and then let's come back and talk about it.
Where
Okay.
we
Definitely.
drink
Okay.
mushroom tea. I'm
Everything
gonna
from
just
the
bring that
beets.
out.
Yes. Everything in that particular vegetable they are all useful, from the bulb itself
Hmm.
to the stem to the leaves. Okay. So let's talk about the bulb because that's the star of the show. Okay. You can do everything with that. But the common mistake really is how you prepare it and how you cook it. Um, a lot of people avoid cooking it because their house starts smelling like dirt,
Yeah.
right? And then when
Mhm.
they taste it, it tastes like dirt. You're not supposed to taste the dirt. You're supposed to taste the sweetness, and you're supposed to taste
Mm.
the umami out of it. It's not supposed to be dirt. It's supposed to be umami. Just like eating truffle or mushroom,
Wait, so
it's almost the same as that. I mean, if you can eat any other root crop, there are certain kinds of beets. There's golden beets and the red beets, and
Mhm.
now they have hybrid, and I think they're trying to do more like a orange or purple, things like that. So
Because
let's
I've
talk
seen that, like at our farmers market, I've
right.
I bought like the golden beets and the red beets.
And how did you do it though? Did you roast it? That's
Yeah.
why.
Roast, I did not. My husband did
Okay.
because I kept staring at them in my
On
refrigerator.
the
Like,
grill or in like the oven?
no, he did them in the oven.
Okay.
He roasted them, and I ate the golden one, and I didn't think it had it as much. But
So,
you,
well, when you get
Balsamic's
your
good on them if you don't like them. It kind of offsets it to me.
the what?
Balsamic?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
oh, I
Yeah,
didn't think.
that
Okay,
one too. So if you're making, okay, so let's say you're making savory. So first you get your beets, right?
okay,
Mhm.
You take it with you, put it in your basin and whatnot. And you have that little vegetable brush or
yeah,
sponge or whatever.
yep.
So
I
you
have a
wash it
potato
off.
thing like
Yeah,
that.
you
Yep.
wash it off and stuff like that. And here's a trick. Okay. And I know not very many people do this. We do it with cabbage. We do it with um, any kind of high nitrogen vegetable. So
Mm-hmm.
what you do is you soak it a little bit in cold water that has baking soda. So yes, so the baking soda actually neutralize the smell of any high nitrogen or any high ammonia type
Okay.
That's good
vegetable.
to know. I
So
didn't
you
actually even know that. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
you just
Okay.
mix baking soda with your water,
Mm-hmm.
and you just soak for, let's say, a good 15-20 minutes,
Okay.
and then you
Okay.
keep brushing off that dirt, rinse
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yep.
Cooking method. The reason why you don't like beets is it smells like dirt. When you broil it or roast it or whatever without other ingredients with it, of course, the focus of your, olfactory is smelling that particular flavor, that particular vegetable. So what we do is, as a beginner, in not liking something to like something is very mild. So instead of roasting it, we steam it. We don't even boil it. The reason why we don't suggest boiling, I keep saying we because,
There's more culinary experts out there. Yes,
Yeah.
we know.
but
Yeah.
so I in particular would say, don't roast it if you don't like the smell, because that's
Okay.
going to give you that off thing. And your mindset would be like, no, I don't like this from now on.
Right.
You don't want that. You gradually
Boil.
wanted to we don't suggest boiling. Why? Because
Oh, that's right.
every single
Steam.
nutrients, when you boil something, every single nutrients just get extracted to that water. What do you do with the water? You just throw away the water. Not
Yeah.
unless you're using the water, then yeah, you can go ahead and boil it. Because when I make borscht, I use that
Mm,
water, you know.
yum.
So, but when I'm not making borscht, then I'm not needing the water. I steam it. So what you
Okay.
do is you steam it.
Okay.
You will see the difference with the smell. You will not smell. You will smell beets, which is not supposed to be a bad dirt smell, but you
Okay.
will appreciate how it smells like.
All right. I'm in
So,
it. I'm gonna accept this challenge, Sharon.
right, right. So and then you peel it, you let it cool.
Picture when you said that was you with your red light mask on.
Demo it for you. Don't worry. So what
Yes.
do we do? What do we do with the beets? So it's endless. You wanted
So
to
what
make
would
it
you
as
do on that, like to make that? Because I've seen that they have like at restaurants, they have like a beet salad where they put like some feta on top and, balsamic, I guess, vinegar. Like so after I steam it, then how could I make it? Am I
the
putting balsamic vinegar on it
well,
to make
you
it?
can do it the way I introduced, because my concentration back then was kids, and they are the pickiest eater.
Yeah.
And of course, adults, we have adults that are such picky eaters as well. In order to introduce something, you introduce it very mild. What do they know? They know mac and cheese. They know potato salad. They know these things. So the very first recipe that I would introduce is mix it with my potato salad. So that's how I actually made my son like.
Ingenious.
So yeah, so
She's
you
good. I'm
steam
telling you,
it,
she's so good.
you
Yep.
peel it, you cube it. Not only the method of cooking matters, also the size and how
Yep.
you prepare it matters. How are you going to have someone like something if the chunk is so freaking huge and they
Yeah.
can, so
Yes.
introduce it, introduce it in a smaller bite size that they would appreciate rather than reject. So in culinary, we have to follow certain inches and certain what it's called, certain julienne, certain cubes and certain like that. You don't have to have that knowledge. You just have to have a mindset of, I'm going to eat this. How do I want to eat this? I'm not following any rules. I'm not going to follow any culinary rules. I'm going to follow into my liking and things like that. So if a regular bite-sized cube is 1 by 1, which is 1 inch by 1 inch, then make it half inch by half inch. Make it as small as possible. So when you're eating it, you can appreciate it in a very small amount and
Intrigued.
eat it with what you're already familiar with, which is you're very familiar with potato salad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're eating
And
it
it
with
is
Yeah.
the
this summer is the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. So I make that all the time. So I see beets at farmers market,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
golden beets, red
Yep.
beets.
Mm.
I don't care. I steam it, I cube it, I mix it with my potato salad, and I have some bomb recipe potato salad as well.
I'm sure you do,
You
Sharon. I
know,
mean,
Would they go beets with what? How about with mint? Would beets and mint go good together? I kind of have this idea of like a beet
yeah, you
salad with a
can.
little bit
I
of
mean, you
mint.
can do a summary. Beets and mango. You
Ooh,
can do.
yeah.
You have a recipe like a Waldorf, like
Hmm.
apples, the one that you're saying. So I like doing apples, spinach, or sometimes kale, which by the way, when you guys are doing kale, a lot of people don't also appreciate kale because you don't macerate it. People just chop it, toss it in the salad, and then they chewing it like a freaking, hard
yeah.
grass. And they're like, oh, I don't like kale. Why do people like kale? Like, well, because you didn't macerate it. You're supposed to macerate it with olive oil and balsamic, you know, and let it sit, do its
Okay.
magic
For
before you
those of us that don't know what macerate means, can you?
marinate is for meat, macerate is for produce. Girl,
Okay. I feel like you've told me that, but our audience might
yes.
not know. I knew. No, I'm just teasing. I really didn't. I couldn't remember that one.
It's like, where are we
We're
going
not
with this?
saying
But
bad
now
I'm like,
I
words,
is
see.
this like
dirty mind
boiling? Are we
people.
steaming?
I do. That's interesting because I do like kale. Like I
Yeah.
don't mind it. But I usually make a salad. If I'm making a salad for dinner, like to have, like I will make it ahead of time so that it like has time to sit. Like my grandmother would always like, I make a cucumber, pretty banging, I will say, cucumber, tomato, onion, and feta with
Mm.
olive oil. You have to
Mhm.
let that sit because you put the salt on, like that has to
Yep.
really sit. So I anytime I do kale, I do like this lemon vinaigrette stuff and I just let it sit for like a good hour or so. But
So
I
it's
didn't realize that was a process that I was
Yeah,
doing.
it would help. When you macerate it, you're not bruising the cell of that leaf or leaves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're introducing a moist into that cell.
Nice. Okay.
So it doesn't become as chewy as like foraging grass from the ground. It literally will be subtle in your
Mhm.
palate and you will
Mhm.
appreciate it more.
Hmm.
So I do a summer salad. So salad has no limit. You can do your mango,
Yeah.
your beets, your kale. You
Hmm.
can do your fennel, even the
Mhm.
fronds and,
Mhm.
slice, very thinly sliced fennel. And like I said, it's all about introducing food that somebody don't like and having them like it. A
Right.
lot of people do not like fennel as well, but it's good for your heart. It's
Oh,
great
I
for
love
your
it.
skin. And the way I do it is I make sure I shave it. I don't slice it thinly. I shave it. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
So it's like the ultimate thinnest slice is when you shave it. And I have like a uh kind of like a cheese
Yep.
grater,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
but I have that in a form of a vegetable shaver. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
just cut it and it's kind of like um
Mandarin, like a isn't it like a
a mandolin, yeah. So
yeah.
something like
Hmm.
that. So mine is like a knife that you cut and it's shaving it very thinly. So those kind of things. So these are the things. Again, it's all about the method. It's all about the method of introduction. You know, um,
Hmm.
it's not the idea of, hey, you need to eat this because it's good for you. No, you
Right.
don't
Hmm.
stop right there. You prepare it properly. You cut it properly. You cook it properly. You put all the ingredients in a way it is absolutely enticing, and that's how you're going to make someone really like something. And that's what I basically do. So back to the beets, I have
Amazing.
autumn. I do autumn salad and I do summer salad. So, and now that we're talking about June, 4th of July is coming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It is the best way to eat beets and love it when you incorporate it with something you are already familiar with. So
Yeah.
incorporate it with your best potato salad recipe. So that's out of the way. You have beets to introduce and absolutely loving it. And then you keep moving. What else is good for the summer? And when it comes to beets, make ice cream out of it. All you have to do, really, and a healthy one too, all you have to do is mix your coconut milk, your coconut cream, mix your coconut sugar, and then you go ahead and put it in your blender and blend it. You need cream in order to make it as an ice cream. I mean, you
So
can
it's
make
not icy?
a slushy or anything, but it's up to you. If you want to make it more into a gelato, you can. You
Mm,
can make it
okay.
in. You can add your custard base. Make that beets that you have already blended into your custard base before you put it on an ice cream maker, or B, just blend it all together in a blender and then put it in the freezer for, I don't know, 7, 8 hours or overnight. And it is going to be either it's up to you. You can make it as creamy as you want, or you make it as like a Hawaiian shave without the
Right.
cream or the custard. Again, the option is so unlimited. It's all up to you. But that is that main ingredients right there, and you wouldn't even know you're eating beets. It's red and it's lovely, it's vibrant and it's sweet. But
Okay.
you did not put all the junk in there. You did not put the
Hmm.
heavy cream. You did not put you only had your coconut and your coconut sugar, which is a lot healthier alternative than anything else.
Well,
And
and I
then
think it behooves us to note, like, you're not gonna get the same ice cream you're thinking you're getting from the store. Like, there's gonna be a slight variation to it. It's gonna be slightly different in texture,
but
and
you're
that's
eating.
okay.
Yes, and you're eating what you would say it is my ice cream and it is good for me, you
Right.
know.
Right.
I mean, I don't know why we are basing the name with the commercial things that we already
Right.
know and grew up
Right.
upon. We don't
Mhm.
have to do that. I'm eating sushi with collard greens as my wrapper. I mean, I know
Right.
nori is healthy, but if someone that doesn't like seafood or anything tastes like seafood, then I would be able to say, I'm eating sushi, or let's say I'm eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not
Mhm.
the commercial one, but it is my ice cream. It is actually better tasting than what I get from the store.
Right.
Honestly, nobody even wants to think that way though. But if they try thinking that way, it's a mindset, you
It
know?
is a mindset. And I have to tell you that, like you said, like 4th of July, I am absolutely. hands down going to do. I would actually like to do the ice cream too, just to try.
Same.
But I will
Yeah.
definitely make the potato salad with the beets in there because we have the farmers market, we have the golden. Like I'm in
Mhm.
it to win it because my daughter-in-law also loves the beets. My
Yeah.
husband loves it, and the rest of us are like, ew.
Yeah,
So
like we don't see it.
yeah.
Everybody's when
So I'm
everybody talk about beets, they're like thinking of the canned beets and they're
yep,
thinking of the yucky ones and stuff like that.
yes.
Well, of course you're not gonna like it
Yeah.
because you don't have the creativity. But if you push that creativity, you will love it.
I'm
Everything
going
you
to
will
push
love
it
it.
because I'm going to then. So the ice cream is the coconut milk, coconut cream. Where do you find coconut cream?
Well, okay, so when you open, there is actually coconut cream. If you see the can, it says
Yeah.
coconut cream. So, okay, let me tell you the difference between the two. Okay.
Okay.
When you process a coconut, the first extract is the one that has a higher fat content from
Okay.
that coconut extract. As okay, this is what we do from literally from a coconut back in the Philippines. So we
Mhm.
grate the coconut
Yeah.
and then we don't mix water. We extract like cheesecloth and
Yeah.
whatnot. We call it the first extract or the first extraction. That is your coconut cream that has kind of like a buttermilk. In
Mm,
when the milk had already boiled, the one on top that
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
buttermilk, or kind of like coconut, like a cocoa butter. The first extract is
Mhm.
the butter. So same as the coconut, the first extract, when we extracted that coconut shavings and whatnot, that is the purest, the whitest, the purest, that is your cream. And then we mix water on that same pulp that we already used to extract the cream. That
Mhm.
that is now the coconut milk. So first
Gotcha.
extraction, second extraction. So the
Okay.
coconut cream is sort of like the highest fat, which is
Okay.
your vegan fat. And that is the one that makes everything creamy, hence ice cream.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Uh,
when you look at, I can show you. I mean, I have a coconut cream and I have a coconut milk, and you will see the difference in the consistency.
Okay.
So
Well, it's
you
kind of like that condensed milk and evaporated milk type of
and
thing.
they do
right,
have a coconut condensed milk. I've used that in recipes before.
Yeah,
yeah, that
I've used
too.
coconut milk in I have a Thai recipe that I
Yeah.
do, and
And
it puts that in there.
and
But
it
I've never
depends.
noticed the cream.
It depends on what you really like. I mean, how strict is your regimen? How strict is your approach and your diet? I don't have a problem putting cream or condensed milk or things like that, but because I have diabetes, I am trying my best to taste the sweetness without putting all that extra sucrose or the fructose or whatever that will kill, my pancreas.
Yeah.
So I go with, coconut sugar, coconut milk, coconut cream. If I needed to put some boldness in it, I'll put some cheese. Believe it or not,
Okay.
you can put some cheese
Yeah. Yeah.
in your ice cream or any dessert,
What about
Um,
dates? Can you use dates for
dates,
sweetness
I have
also?
yep, I have dates, I have dates as my maple syrup, those
Gotcha.
kind of things. A little bit of honey. Honey is great. However, it still have that effect in your sugar level,
Hmm.
so people tend to go maple syrup before honey, things like that. So yeah, there's certain things. I mean, and you can even grill. So now we're done with the ice cream. You have a dessert which is made
Yep.
of
I have a
beets.
dessert for 4th of July.
So now, if you, like Raquel said, you can actually, after you steam it, you can slice it and then you can grill it. It would be a nice addition to all your grilled stuff, like your grilled corn and your grilled onions, and,
Okay.
slice some beets, grill it, have that little chard and whatnot, because the sugar in
Yeah.
that beets will help with the chard, um, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
process. It
You're
will
right.
taste delicious. So not necessarily everything should be roasted and have your whole house smells like dirt, which if you actually do a good preparation method, it's not going to smell like dirt in your house. I promise you.
Eat the beets raw. I'm chopping them. I'm all excited. The reason I like to cook in my house is so that I can sit there and eat the entire time because, I'm always hungry. So I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm making dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the way you make your ice cream, you can make a very healthy cookies or very I always make brownies. I always make beets brownies.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
try it.
it's the same exact brownie. It's the same exact brownie recipe, except instead of using all-purpose flour, I go ahead and just make it with beets. And so you just need your binder, you just need your filler, a variety of whatever kind of healthy flour you wanted to do. So you can either do coconut flour, you can either do almond flour, chickpea, uh you can even combine beets and black beans. No flour needed whatsoever. So you combine those two, you put your cocoa powder or you melt your own very nice dark chocolate, a little bit of whatever sugar works for you. I always go with coconut sugar. That is my go-to. And then, eggs and whatnot, you bake it and you have a beautiful, brownies.
Well, I've
And
done
I
that
have a
with
photo too to show you.
yeah, I've done, zucchini with that, same
Oh,
concept, and
yeah,
like, people make zucchini bread, so then I
right.
saw yeah, so then I was like, "Oh, okay, so I've done that," and then, like, they had, like, a cake, and I was like, "Okay, is
Yeah.
that let me" and then I found a recipe for brownies, and that is hands down exactly like you said, it is all zucchini, cocoa powder, eggs, and you mix it up and like the
Voila.
first time I did it, I'm like putting it in the brownie thing and I was like, well, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
Came out and my kids were younger at the time because I've been doing it for years and they were like, these are great. And I'm watching them inhale it and I'm like,
Yeah.
do you notice anything? And they were like, no, it's good. What is it? And I was like, brownies. And I walked away and I'm like, okay, they just literally ate like half a zucchini because they
Mm,
like were like so
Right.
amazed with it and they couldn't believe it.
Right. And again, talking about ingredients, if you needed to add fat to it, there's
Yep.
always avocado oil, there's always olive
Yep.
oil, things like that in replacement of coconut, whatever coconut product that you wanted to eliminate if you cannot find it. Because I know a lot of places does not have access to certain things, but every single ingredient alternatives they're limited. If you don't find one, there's always an alternative and you will find
Hmm.
it. It's just a
it's
matter of
true.
having a creative mind about it. So I mean, you're talking about the stems. What do you do with the stems? Add it into your stir fry. What do you do with the
Hmm.
beet leaves? Like I said, I make dolmas. You guys, um
Uh-huh.
Mare, you're Greek.
Yep.
You're probably Greek,
Yep.
right? You guys
Mhm.
eat domas a lot,
Yep.
right? You know how hard it is to find grape leaves? It's so
Yep.
hard.
I
So,
do. And then when you do, Sharon, you know how hard it is to get them out of that skinny jar?
right,
It is crazy. I was like, how am they are like sealed in there and you have to like squeeze them and then you get them out. Yeah. I didn't even
right.
think about
So yeah, you
other leaves.
you
Yep.
you cut that little in the center. I
Yep.
mean, you cut
Yep.
that little
Mm.
center. You
Yep.
either I tend not to boil when it comes to produce. I know a lot of chefs love boiling, but being a holistic chef, mine is more about the nutritional value.
Yeah.
So the method of cooking is really important for me. If I
Yeah.
can avoid boiling something and ruin the nutritional value, I will. I will
Yeah.
avoid boiling, not unless I will simmer something for so long to get all that nutrition.
Yep.
If I'm eating as a soup, yeah, I have no problem boiling. So I always mention, if you guys would notice, I would always mention steam it, steam all the
Yeah.
time. The steamer will be your best friend, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
very
would
true because you
steam
do have to steam it just to get it soft enough to like
pliable.
roll
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
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 So I steam it kind of like you're doing a stuffed cabbage.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
you just steam it enough to make it pliable. And the same as the beet leaves. And it's as big as a grape leaf. So really, all you have to do
Yeah.
is that center, you steam it,
Mhm.
and then you lay it on your platform, and then
Yep.
you just put your regular lemon rice or whatever kind of
Yep.
rice, capers,
That's what I
lemon,
do.
a little
Yep.
bit of cheese, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's really it's bold. It's rustic. but
Yeah,
it's delicious, things like that. So those are good alternative. I know, people that has this authentic thing will get mad, but hey, you know what? We're evolving.
We are.
we
We're
are.
We're an evolution.
And
Correct.
that's the beauty of it because here we are, we're also evolving. Like how we did things before, we're now changing it up. It's just like a little pivot. So these are
right.
great aspects to help people who you want to help protect your heart more, your estrogen's going down, eat more beets. These are my takeaways. Eat more beets. I am actually going to do the beets in my potato salad for 4th of July. I will not tell my husband. He will be surprised. And I'm going to do
Well,
that ice
now
cream.
you can't hide it though, because your potato salad will be more like
Well,
reddish
this
and
is true.
pink because
This is
Get
true.
some
but
golden beets.
as
Maybe he
long as
won't
Oh,
he
the
know.
bites,
golden ones.
Yes.
the
Yes.
golden beets. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
perfect. The golden,
Yes.
start with the golden beets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, it has a
Hmm.
a little bit more subtle, sweeter flavor.
It is. Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
red beets is a bold, rustic, sweeter flavor. So those are the two different. So start with the golden beets.
I'm going to. And then this way, everybody, listeners out there, you got to try it because I think that if you say that you're not going to do something, you end up just staying in this same
Place.
path
Yeah.
and you will miss out on such wonderful opportunities. So listening to you guys talk about beets and your love of it, I'm like, okay, well, they can't be that bad. Like, so I'm going
Don't
to give it a
report
whirl.
back otherwise. I'm just kidding.
I will be honest. Listen,
I know you will.
we will be, but I think that it's great to know that there are different things because, we're trying to help ourselves. And I think that constant learning is key in everything.
And growth doesn't come without change. So change it up a little bit.
Right,
Grow. What
right.
are you doing? You're just going to get older every day. So you may as well change and grow in that.
It's quite a contrary because my focus of study, my concentration really is anthropology,
Mm-hmm.
focus on food and culture.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's not linguist, it's not general anthropology. So it's literally food and culture. So I have to go back eons and eons, like the whole before Jesus time, and study about food. And here I am talking about, hey, you know what? We're evolving and we can
Yeah.
go ahead and tweak and see how
Yeah.
the contrary is. But you know what? That is the real truth. We
Yeah.
get the knowledge of the food from the past and we see how we can use it now and be able to enjoy it, and be able to
Huh.
have it, be able to intake the most benefit out of it. Because if we're
Yeah.
just keeping it like, oh, beets can only be roasted or beets can only be this and that, no, and you don't enjoy it, how are you going to,
Right.
what are you
Get
going
the
to do?
benefits.
You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. So,
Yeah.
you have to make changes. You have to, we call fusion,
Yeah.
you have to make fusions. You have to
Mm-hmm.
make innovation, in order to enjoy something such as that vegetable.
I also think somewhere along the line in evolution, things have kind of got a little different. We had the rollout of processed food in the 50s, right? Like where everything went to canned and like McDonald's was the thing. And like that concept was so cutting edge then. And I think that was, great for their time because they were probably still using real meats and, they really lessened that
Right,
processing in that time frame. But now that too has evolved. So I
right,
think we skipped a few generations of learning like how to farm, how to make food, how to create food and how to like build that out in your
right,
kitchen. And I think that might be a disadvantage that some women or people out there are facing because we have a whole generation or three that probably miss some of that education
right,
in there, you
right.
know?
Remember when, Raquel, when you and I were talking, because she was trying to pick my brain, and she was like, what really are you trying to study? Because I started agriculture. So this is the thing. This is the reason why I love sharing what I know, and not only what I know, but where it came from.
Yeah.
So when Raquel and I were talking, she's like, why are you doing what you're doing? And so I was like, think about it. So I started, with agricultural science. And then I went ahead and did the culinary. And then I went ahead and did the anthropology, which is focused on food and culture. And then
Hmm.
I went back to culinary and got the holistic specialty, which is the holistic culinary arts. So now if you put that together, now that we're talking about it, if you think about it, I can tell you a certain food where it came from, how we took it, how we mess it up with the whole 50s and the whole
Yep.
innovation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how we're going to fix it. And we are in the time now because
Of
we've
the
already
fix.
messed up every single food because of the innovation, the industrialization, and the whole
Yeah.
everything has to be fast and everything has to be. It's kind of like they offered us junk food and they did not listen to us when we said we wanted to eat healthy. What did they do to us? They went ahead and created a better junk food that looks more enticing and more healthy. They change in a way, and I'm talking about the whole industrialization of
Yes.
food
Hmm,
industry.
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah.
Like, tell me how you want this junk food. Tell me how I'm going to make it a little bit better in your looks.
yeah.
So that's really a direction where I come in place. We're in, okay, we're going to gear away from that. We're going to come back and see how we mess up that food. We're going to
Hmm.
come back and how we're going to make it alive again, as natural, as whole, as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
So if you notice, we're talking about, oh, I don't eat ice cream anymore because it's bad for my health. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you can eat ice cream.
Yep.
We're going to make a better ice cream. We're going to make a healthier ice cream. And then we started talking about beets. So things like that, you
But
know.
I
Love
think
it.
this goes all right back to what you said originally. Like, it is a mindset. It comes right down to like how your mindset works. If you're going to eat healthy, you're going to have to commit to the healthiest, the process of being healthier. So
Right.
I think that just all boils down to mindset, like we say time and time again.
Right.
And it is.
And I'm glad I'm part of some sort of like a conversation wherein
Yeah.
we're able to kind of like move away from what we already know not good for us, and
Yeah.
Hmm.
it just need a little bit of guidance in order to gear back towards what's good for us.
Yep.
It's like when I'm eating avocado, I would put milk with my avocado, and everybody look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, this has been a very long tradition before we start putting salt and making avocado in guacamole, before they started processing guacamole into a little,
Yeah.
ready-made
Yeah. Yeah.
store thing. We were already eating fresh avocado as savory and as sweet.
Hmm.
Nice.
I just need to reintroduce that. Hence, we can probably make a, a better avocado ice cream than what, we see on the
We're
store
taking a poll,
freezer,
is what I'm hearing.
you
So,
know.
Well,
what
I think,
recipes do you want Sharon to
yep,
start with first? Beets,
exactly.
ice
Well,
cream, where
I
we
think,
at?
yep. Well, I think, yes, I think, well, first of all, I think we will have definitely the beet, as a demo,
Juju on the
because
beat.
I think that is something that as we just, I didn't realize that it was good for skin and heart. And I didn't even realize that skin is really your like first, first way of knowing how your heart is doing. Like I never even thought of that being together and like how one affects the other. So I think we'll do the beat as the demo to have everybody, because I think that everybody knows that menopause is not the end of you. And so
Right.
we're sort of like the foods that you study. We're women that like we're taking what we used to do and the processed foods and everything that we ate and we were fine. And now we're here and we have to figure out in menopause how to just get back to getting the proper nutrition that we need that will
Yeah.
help us sleep better,
Yes.
Right.
will help us feel better. So we're also in that whole situation of trying to evolve. So I think it's a perfect way.
I know.
So
We can't wait. Well, so we should have some classes, some cooking classes coming out soon. So we'll get you guys more information on that. Just follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook, and we'll get some dates put out there for you guys. We do a lot of business to business. We work with a lot of corporations, but we're hearing so much out there like, hey, we would like to get more information to our employees. And so, yes, we would absolutely love to work with employee resource groups a little bit further or just do some classes one off.
yeah, that's perfect. And we here we are always thankful to our amazing sponsors of Good Day Chocolate and Dolce Vita Spa for always helping support us. And thank you to our affiliate partners also of Parlor Games, C Nutrition, Isogenics, and Pantry Products. And we actually are excited because in June, which this will which we are in now, but this will not be when it airs. But we are advertising that Menopause is having a webinar.
Yes.
Did you want to, Raquel? I'm going to Debbie you. Did you want to explain that, Raquel?
Yes, so we have a webinar coming up June 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. We are talking with Evidentry, and they're one of our highlighted sponsors this month. And they're going to talk to us about some holistic apps that they have. If you're looking for, science-based information on like holistic things and how the interactions work together, Crystal, you'll want to join us because Crystal's a wealth of knowledge on like what that looks like on the back end.
Yeah. And it just pairs in well because we just spoke an hour with our holistic chef. So our culinary expert, Sharon, that I am so thankful for. And yes, you can continue to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast.
And watch for some classes coming soon. Sharon's getting us her schedule, so we'll have some things rolled out here pretty soon, ladies.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I'll demo some food that you guys probably would not have thought, oh, that works. Yes.
I'm here to tell you, if you guys are even remotely curious, sign up because Sharon can just throw it down in the kitchen.
Well, I guarantee and I believe it 100% because she has me going from never ever thinking I would eat a beet to being so excited the way you talk about it and how the cooking that now I want to go and try it. So I'm psyched and I thank you for that. I always enjoy our time because your knowledge is amazing. So
thank you for having me.
Yes. Of course. And it's our second season, as I like to say again. Yes. Thank you. And as we always say, Raquel, we will see you
next Tuesday.
Next.